boxeador fino, nunca va a atacar él. Sería un error de nosotros decirle, se le va a parar a cambiar. Macho es el clásico, la clásica pelea. Peleador contra boxeador, fajador contra boxeador.
Incluso hasta el presidente del Consejo Mundial de Boxeo, José Sulaimán, estaba convencido que la pelea sería mucho más complicada para Chavez de lo que la gente esperaba.
Camacho es el boxeador de mayor excelencia boxística que he visto yo en los últimos 10 años. Entonces yo pienso que siendo Camacho una copia de Muhammad Ali en su vida, también lo va a hacer en el ring. Camacho es inteligente para saber que no puede pararse a cambiar golpes y es inteligente para saber que no va a aguantar 12 rounds corriendo. Entonces mi opinión es que Camacho va a hacer lo que hizo Ali, correr, recibir con combinaciones a Chavez y abrazarlo.
El pesaje antes del combate permitió que todos suspiraran con alivio cuando el macho dio el peso. Nadie dudaba que Chavez entraría en las 140 libras, pero el macho había pesado 148 para una pelea 6 semanas antes.
Bueno, que todo el mundo hable, que no está cerca de nosotros, a mí no me interesa. A mí me interesa que a la hora del peso venimos en el peso que se requiere. Es todo, ¿no?
Todo estaba listo y cada uno entraba confiado. El macho solo decía: mientras que el siempre reservado Chavez prefiere dejar que sus puños hablen.
La gran pelea está en puerta. Chavez, en una ciudad que naturalmente siempre fue el escenario de los grandes acontecimientos, de las grandes figuras del boxeo anglo-americano, como ustedes prefieran. Esta vez definitivamente los hispanos fuimos protagonistas y eso nos puso muy felices. Vamos entonces a la caminata inicial, a la apertura de aquella noche inolvidable. Vale la pena decir que este es el macho Camacho, con buen humor, con una gran personalidad y con un gran temperamento, porque 19.100 fanáticos vociferaban en el estadio a favor de Chavez y pidiendo la cabeza de este puertorriqueño, ¿eh?
Y sin embargo, él salía con su danza tradicional, un uniforme nuevo, dejó el casco de bombero y vistió, ahí está la familia Camacho.
Eran los únicos aficionados que apoyaban a Camacho, un grupito de 8 o 10 personas. Sí. Y ahí está el macho Camacho en el centro del ring, escuchando la silbatina de un público que pretendía asistir a lo que iba a ser su última pelea.
Había un ambiente tremendo en el Thomas & Max de seguridad para dejar pasar a su grupo, incluso a su hijo.
Claro, porque la desorganización era muy grande, la producción de la pelea a cargo de Don King no fue todo lo feliz que uno esperaba. Imagínense que los guardias no querían dejar pasar a los entrenadores de Chavez al ring porque desconocían quiénes eran los entrenadores, desconocían quién era Chavez. En fin, le dijeron acá no pasa nadie y no querían dejar entrar a Chavez. Y ahí va el campeón del mundo de los Welter Juniors, el mejor sin duda, rumbo al tinglado después de haber hecho las gestiones pertinentes para que los hombres que iban a estar en su esquina los pudieran acompañar. Y eso era un poco el reflejo del espíritu que se vivía en el Hilton de Las Vegas. Aquí está el mejor y el quién es quién de esta pelea que les va a acercar a ustedes un anticipo de lo que se vivía esa noche. Los dos con la misma edad. Lo curioso es peleas por títulos mundiales. Vean, en la última línea, 22-0 tiene Chavez con 16 knockouts, 10-0 tiene Camacho con 2 knockouts. Es decir, estas son las cantidades de veces que pelearon por títulos mundiales.
El de Chavez. Está firmado para abril. Y pues nunca le pudo complicar la cosa a Pelayito Hernández a Chavez. Chavez no tiene problema con los zurdos. Y otra cosa es la preparación de Julio. Es verdad.
Esta era la culminación de una velada inolvidable. El público de pie aplaudiendo a Julio César, que acababa de ser consagrado, no podía ser de otra manera, como el ganador. Y en este momento en que estamos en línea con Julio Cesar Chavez, en línea directa telefónica desde Las Vegas, en Nevada, se nos ocurre preguntarte, Julio, deseándote un muy feliz domingo junto a nosotros, si ese recuerdo todavía está presente en ti de una noche inolvidable. Julio, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias a Dios. Bueno, sí, realmente todavía se comenta mucho la pelea. Y realmente fue una pelea difícil. Camacho, pese por todo, valiente, la verdad, y realmente resultó una pelea buena.
Estuvo mucho más duro de lo que todo el mundo esperaba, inclusive Julio, cuando hablábamos antes de la pelea, ¿te acuerdas? Me decía el Búfalo inclusive que era muy difícil pelear contra un hombre muy frío, acaso sin corazón, porque utilizaba mucho la cabeza, no solo para aplicarla, sino para pensar, y que nunca iba a dar el frente, y sin embargo se entregó a la lucha y creo que merece un gran aplauso, Camacho.
Sí, realmente, pues, aunque estuvo corriendo mucho.
En ese último round, en el 12º, incluso el 11º también, tenías la pelea ganada, pero lo querías noquear. Eso es algo que querías hacer, ¿verdad?
Pues realmente sí quería noquearlo, pero realmente Camacho aguanta muchos golpes. Y realmente la mano derecha la tenía muy inflamada, la tenía lastimada. Todavía no empiezo a entrenar porque la mano todavía me duele. Todavía la traigo lastimada. Entonces voy a empezar a entrenar yo creo que 2 semanas más, porque estoy aquí en Las Vegas para firmar la pelea con Greg Hogan.
Que posiblemente después de Greg Hogan, que está programado tentativamente para diciembre, está en el horizonte peleas quizás con Meldrick Taylor en welter y Pernell Whitaker.
Bueno, sí, que se está negociando la pelea con Meldrick Taylor aquí para marzo, posiblemente aquí en Las Vegas, Nevada. Entonces si le ganaría a Taylor, pues bajaría a welter 1 para pelear con Pernell Whitaker.
O sea, una gran perspectiva en este final del 92 y en el principio del 93. Julio, ¿te quedas en Las Vegas hasta cuándo?
Bueno, hoy mismo salgo para Los Ángeles, ya que...
Bueno, estamos en vivo a través de la cadena Univision, no solamente con todos los Estados Unidos, tú lo sabes bien, sino con tu gente de Culiacán, con tu gente de Sinaloa, que nos sigue permanentemente. ¿Qué les dices a través de Univision a ese público que vive pendiente de lo que hace Julio Cesar Chavez?
Pues darles las gracias a todos por ese gran apoyo que me dieron en la pelea con Macho Camacho, por ese gran recibimiento que tuve en Culiacán, en México, en Monterrey, Chihuahua, en todas partes donde he ido. Ha sido algo increíble, una locura.
Muy bien, y además tú sabes que en esa velada inolvidable decían que Las Vegas se había convertido en Culiacán, porque todo Culiacán se había ido a Las Vegas, ¿no?
Estaba todos ahí.
Julio, un gran abrazo, gracias por esta gentileza de siempre. Sabes que te tenemos en el permanente reconocimiento y nos encontramos en cualquier momento para seguir hablando de boxeo. Después de todo, tú eres hombre de Univision, ¿no?
Gracias.
Claro que sí.
Un gran abrazo, Julio, un saludo a la familia.
Gracias a todos.
Gracias, Julio Cesar Chavez, en directo desde Las Vegas, donde está por firmar para la pelea de Greg Hogan. Así que prácticamente tuvimos para todos ustedes un anticipo, porque él de alguna forma también vivió esto. ¿Cómo estás?
Yo estoy bien jodido.
Oye, ¿qué te pareció la pelea?
Bueno, Chávez hizo todo lo que yo creía que no iba a hacer. Pues no hizo más lo que yo creía, pues hizo más lo que yo creía que no iba a hacer.
Dime una cosa, estuviste muy veloz, hiciste un buen trabajo, sabías que la pelea era difícil, cumpliste y el público de alguna manera vio una gran pelea. ¿Estás conforme?
Bueno, estoy conforme en la manera que ellos esperaban, y esperaban que ganara y di lo que yo quería. Pues yo sigo famoso, sigo Macho Camacho y el boxeo no se acaba.
Todo el mundo pensó inclusive que ibas a perder por nocaut y demostraste que al fin el macho no cayó.
Bueno, ahora mismo, estoy medio ciego, porque tengo la gafa no para esconder los ojos, para lucir las gafas. Pues mañana cuando me despierte empiezo a pensar, y si una revancha se hace y tengo algo que trabajar, miro la pelea y tengo algo que trabajar porque puedo mirar lo que no hice.
Dime una cosa, los golpes en la zona del hígado, ¿te molestaron? ¿Duelen?
Duele. Mira, estaba sangre.
Dime una cosa, ¿estuviste en el hospital después de la pelea?
No, fui para el baño, pues. Ya yo dije, mami, dame un dona, te veo.
Este es el Macho Camacho. Tenemos que explicarle una vez más que hicimos la nota una vez terminada la pelea en exclusiva, pero además un poco también valía la pena la naturalidad, aunque se vaya alguna palabra que no está correcta para graficar el instante que se vivía. Creo que merecía Camacho un poco el reconocimiento de todos. En lo personal, Jesse, creo que esta fue la última pelea del Macho Camacho. Creo que definitivamente lo retiraron del boxeo.
Yo creo que sí, $3 millones ganó, es lo que él quería, y es un retiro muy digno, la verdad, porque se portó muy bien, se portó muy valiente, incluso después de esa paliza mantuvo su sentido del humor.
Muy bien, vamos a hacer una pausa.
talked about David Cohn and getting that first pitch breaking ball strike into Valentin. Derek Bell went up sitting dead red first pitch. Viola threw him a curveball, got him 0-1, then threw the fastball. He's got him by the throat, 0-2.
Remember that it was Matt Young who was scheduled to start this game for Boston until yesterday. Frank Viola asked to be able to pitch tonight. That's why he's in there. 1-2 breaking ball, misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now, this is the pitch Frank Viola wants to do something. He doesn't want to go 3-2 to the leadoff batter, Derek Bell. He's teased him. He got ahead 0-2. He's thrown him a couple that have dipped out of the strike zone, but he wants to get him right here. Advantage still to the pitcher on 2-2. But once you go 3-2, I think momentum shifts to the hitter a lot more.
Bell batting at 248. Tony Peña's behind the plate. Viola wants him again.
Peña wanted a slider. Viola shook him off. Then Peña went fastball in. Frankie started to wind up, and then he backed off. Wasn't quite sure.
Oxygen's becoming a little rarer. That is scooped up by Naring. He's going to get the out. He got him.
Well, like we said, Butch Hobson should put in Jody Reed at second base, but that's Tim Naring. I guess Butch knew what he was doing. He put Jody Reed in the pinch run for the DH and left Naring in. What a play by Tim Naring. You got to be a little bit lucky. And Viola turns around and acknowledges. Derek Bell creamed this slider. And Naring with a sensational play going towards center. He's a shortstop by trade. He's got plenty of arm. Great play by Naring.
Here's Sprague to short. John Valentin throws it wild down on the base. He got it. Vaughn is doing a little magician work over there tonight too after the terrible year at first base. And there are 2 down, and there are still goose eggs on the board for Toronto.
Well, Valentine's got plenty of time, but he tries to shoot an airmail shot. Watch Mo come down, get the corner of the bag, and get out of the way. So Mo, not known as an acrobat, but he gets the job done. Maybe it's in the cards tonight.
And is it hot out there right now? Ooh, is it hot in that Red Sox infield? It seems like a 99-degree day in South Florida with the humidity at about 110%. Red Sox lead 1-0. Viola 2 down, nobody on, and Griffin down to third, fouls it off. Well, that's exactly at second base on Naring's play what Butch Hobson was talking about before the game when he said to me, Naring can position himself as well as anybody I have on the team in the infield. Because he doesn't have great range, he's got to do that, and he can make up for some mistakes with that cannon arm he's got. Well, we saw it both right there. Perfect position, strong arm throw.
And that was after 2 not-so-good plays earlier in the game.
Towards second again, Naring's got it. Viola retires the side in order in the 8th inning. He has now retired 13 in a row, and there still are zeros.
Here's the beautiful, roomy, passionate, and now much more affordable Whittlesey Infiniti G20. Listen, you're going to love this. Introducing the Whittlesey 2-year guest drive lease. Only $199 a month for an Infiniti G20. And that includes all scheduled maintenance. And with a disposable income like yours, that could mean disposing of a lot less income every month. Only $199 a month for a G20. The Whittlesey 2-year guest drive lease. Hey, you may have bought your last car.
The world's fastest horses are racing at Hollywood Park. Quarter horse racing every Thursday through Sunday with a 7 p.m. first race. This Saturday night, it's the Quarter Horse Breeders' Classics, Quarter Horse Racing's championship night, and $10,000 in cash drawing. And it's one of the best deals in town, with $3 general admission, $5 clubhouse admission, and parking in our secured lot is free. You can also watch and wager on Quarter Horse Racing from Hollywood Park at Los Alamitos and 15 other satellite locations. It's the world's fastest horses and the best deal in town. Quarter Horse Racing from Hollywood Park.
It's our first new car.
Your Toyota dealer invites you to discover the all-new Corolla.
After the baby, we needed something a little bigger.
More room than ever before with a standard driver's side airbag and available ABS.
We needed something we felt we could depend on.
Plus, Corolla's reputation for value and reliability that Toyota dealers have been delivering for over 25 years.
Afford it? The only hard part was choosing the color.
Rediscover value at your Toyota dealer and discover Corolla again.
are going to the 9th inning. And amidst all this pennant chase is Frank Viola, who's kept the zeros up on the board against the Blue Jays all night long. 3 outs away from you know what. On that last out in the 8th. Nothing need be said about that.
Frankie.
Tim Naring, second baseman. Oh, what am I part of right now?
Well, it's the matter of the manager knowing his personnel better than yours truly, because we saw Naring did not turn a double play that he should have earlier. He made a very errant throw on a pretty routine ball earlier, but he stayed in, and he made the game-saving play to this point, at least saving the no-hitter for Viola. Dwayne Ward, 99 innings pitch. If he gets through this inning, that will give him 100 innings out of the bullpen 5 years in a row, the only major league pitcher to do that.
And this game, of course, is far from over. The John Valentin home run in the 4th inning, his 5th, is the only run on the board. David Cohn, a run on 4 hits over 8 innings, walked 4 and struck out 7. The Red Sox in the top of the 9th inning will try and add to their lead. Winningham will be followed by Pena and then Naring in the 9th. Magic number for Toronto is 3. What a time for Viola to be spinning this jewel here at Skydome. Nothing you can do but wait. Check swing. They'll check at third. No. 2-1.
1986, September 30th. 6 years ago tonight, Dwayne Ward started for the Toronto Blue Jays against the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox won at 12-3 to clinch the division title. Ward just up from the minor leagues after being traded from Atlanta for a guy by the name of Doyle Alexander. Alexander went down, pitched pretty well for Atlanta, and then Doyle was traded for a guy by the name of John Smoltz. So Dwayne Ward got to Toronto because of Doyle Alexander, and John Smoltz got to Atlanta because of Doyle Alexander. So Ward with the Jays now.
And he gets his out. Winningham goes down swinging. Strikeout for Ward, 1 away in the 9th.
A lot of times you see the veterans traded down the stretch, teams trying to get a pennant, but usually they're traded for prospects. Guys like Dwayne Ward and John Smoltz were prospects. Turned out to be awfully good pitchers.
Solid gold. Tony Pena. Pena working the plate tonight. He has struck out twice at it. Goes after the first one and doesn't get it. Foul tipped it, says the home plate umpire Rocky Rose. Strike 1.
Talked about Dave Steve 4 years ago tonight in Toronto. Had a no-hitter for 8 2/3. 1984 on this date, Mike Witt of the California Angels had a perfect game against Texas.
This is down low. Boy, Brewer fans, wherever you are. Brewer players, wherever you are.
I know the Brewer fans, they got a couple of cold ones on ice just in case.
Wow. Here's the 1-1. And he misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike on Pena.
It's like Gorman Thomas once said about the Brewer fans. They know when to boo, they know when to cheer, and most of all, they know when to drink a beer.
2-1 pitch at the outside corner of that one. Ward gets it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 50,420 the announced attendance here tonight, hanging on the edge of the seats on this one. Pena fouls the pitch back. How about their attendance numbers? They're averaging over 49,700 now. They have drawn almost well over 3,900,000 here. And look at the numbers, projected to be 402 by the time the season is done on Sunday. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Pena takes it away, 3-2.
Maybe optimistic, but reading some articles about the Colorado Rockies with that 76,000 mile high stadium and selling 25,000 plus season tickets. They think if they can put an entertaining team on the field, they might draw 4 million next year.
They just may do it. That's a broken bat grounded to first. Real dribbler to Carter. Peña's retired, 2 away in the top of the 9th. 2 down, no one on. Ward trying to retire the Red Sox in order and go to the bottom of the 9th in a 1-0 ball game. Red Sox leading. Toronto does not pick up the victory here tonight. Their magic number will remain at 3. With the off day tomorrow and 3 games against Detroit coming up starting Friday night. We'll be here for that first game of the series Friday here on ESPN.
Wouldn't be a bad couple of pinch hitters to run up there in the 9th inning. Cito Gaston and Gene Tennis.
Yeah.
Gino could get a walk and Cito could go deep.
Nobody wishes he could. Tim Naring. He has played defensively tonight. A diamond in the rough. Frank Viola. 0 balls, 2 strikes. Viola's waiting to come out in the bottom of the 9th inning. That's his line in this game.
He looks calm, cool, and collected, but what he's thinking about right now are 3 gentlemen by the name of Devon White, Robbie Alomar, and Joe Carter. If he gets it, he'll do it the old-fashioned way.
Wayne Ward, 0-2 pitch, misses outside. Talking about attendance, I noted today the Baltimore Orioles had the largest increase in the majors. Their differential from last year to this year is over 1 million fans. The only team that's happened to. He got him on the inside corner. Struck him out. The Red Sox lead 1-0. Frank Viola is on his way out to try the impossible dream.
Take a deep breath, Frankie, and go see if you can meet your date with destiny. Mentioned 1987. He pitched the 7th game of the World Series when Minnesota beat St. Louis. He went 8 innings in that game. He's been in the pressure cooker before. 18th man to win 20 games in both leagues. Cy Young Award winner in 1988. So it's not a man that scares. We're going to find out what happened.
Dinner with the Van Patten family. Until then, this has been another edition of FYI. Good night.
All right, now's when you go into your happy talk.
So, Jim, how'd you like to join me after the show? We can get a bite to eat and then beat up Miles in the parking lot.
Yes, that sounds like an excellent idea. We can throw a blanket over him. He'll never know who it was.
I really enjoyed your interview, Murphy. I didn't think an economist could be so fascinating.
Yeah, he's fascinating, all right. We're talking major league hunk. He's got the principle, I've got the interest.
And we're out. Nice show, people. Go spend a little quality time with your loved one.
Put as much negative on it as we can, but I think that's about all we can do. Legally, we don't seem to have much recourse.
Oscar winners we talk to don't see why anyone would give up Oscar.
I just think it's a shame. I think it's something special that should remain with the person who earned it.
It's pathetic, because if someone's selling an Oscar, obviously they're selling it because they need it for some reason, so you feel sorry for them.
But Malcolm Willits, a memorabilia salesman, says we can expect more Oscars on the block for bigger prices.
It's really a great collectible. It's a great statue. People love to just hold it. It's like the Holy Grail. And in Hollywood, it is the Holy Grail. So I think, really, prices will probably go up.
The Oscar that John Lennon won for the movie Let It Be will be sold at auction Monday in New York City.
Her name is Monique, and she's Holland's hottest TV star. Now she's out to broaden her horizons and export her talents to the United States. Monique arrives on our friendly shores in today's Inside Story. She's 25 years old, attractive, and the toast of Holland. Everywhere she goes, she's sought after for interviews, and she regularly appears on magazine covers. She has a very busy schedule that includes constant meetings and decisions for her many businesses. She is known by her first name only, Monique.
I started with my own telephone line, losing weight pills, my own lingerie line, my own modeling agency, who's called Model and Management, and a lot of things more. And I think in 14 months I succeeded in Holland.
Monique's success comes from one word, sex. She hosts the hottest TV show in Holland, the late-night program called Erotica. The show is loaded with scantily clad bodies, among other things, and it was quite a shock when it hit Dutch airwaves just last year.
It started for 1 year ago, and it's not usual for the Dutch television because And they're a bit afraid to show too much sex on television. I don't know why.
Erotica combines erotic short films with interviews conducted by Monique, as well as her regular sexual advice segments. Some puritanical groups have protested the show, but the ratings have been great, and Monique says it's not pornographic, it is educational.
It's not only showing to the men breasts, but it's also for the younger people that they understand what is sex. It's not only with the body, but it's also with the heart.
Monique is using her newfound fame to good advantage. She's developing 2 new shows and has already put together a calendar and this video called Monique's Maneuvers that displays her sexuality in wartime settings. But this red-hot Hollander has her sights set on a new target, the United States.
That's why I dressed up all in the American flag to try to come in America.
As part of her battle plan to conquer America, Monique released a record with her band Nymphomania.
It's a real rarity in the California congressional delegation on the Republican side. But we're real pleased to have endorsed them in the past, and we're real
The assembly plant moved to Mexico when domestic sales started getting
in the world, because none of the back of my head, and Brian, you won't believe this, but it relieved my migraine headache.
It relieved the migraine headache, is that right?
Absolutely.
Super. Boy, that's a lot better than having to take medication to alleviate that problem.
Well, you know, it costs $170 every time I go to the emergency room and get a shot.
$170 for what? The migraine headaches?
Yeah.
Is that right?
You go and you get the shot, and you have to pay emergency room fee.
Oh, my gosh.
Whatever. If you go, you know, when the doctor's office isn't open.
Right.
And it seems like migraines, they always happen at night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the evening or at night, you know, after a long day, especially it was my 53rd birthday. I think that's what gave me the migraine.
Yeah, that can do it. Birthdays can be kind of tragic sometimes.
Yeah.
Boy, it sounds like it's worked for the whole family, and you specifically, it's made a very good difference. And what an investment for your health at only $14.75.
Well, honey, it saved me $173.
That's the bottom line right there. Money back right in your pocket.
Absolutely, and it worked. It was such a relief. I would have given 10 times the price I paid.
I can see why, after all those visits to the hospital and how expensive they can be.
Of course, I have insurance, you know.
Sure.
But still, you know, they pay 80%. You still pay more than $14.75 for what the insurance
And you don't need all that inconvenience of going to the hospital either.
Yeah, and you're not always able to have somebody to be able to take you either.
Very true. Well, Rosalie, we have 3 minutes remaining for everybody else. I hope they follow your...
Yeah, well, there were a lot of people looking for me in North Vietnam, too. They didn't find me either.
Where is he? He's still inside, as far as I know. School teacher's with him.
Give me the bullhorn and the walkie-talkie.
Cover the roof, the parking lot, and the lobby entrance. Do it quietly and wait for my orders.
Bob, you take the lobby entrance. Reed, you go up on the cliff behind the lodge.
And then it's straight south to Mexico City. And I've got $7,000 in my pocket in back pay and more coming.
Joe, listen
and
to
when I get to Mexico, I'll call Marie. I'll make a deal. I'll bring Sharon back if they'll promise not to take her away from me completely.
You're not even gonna get to Mexico. Joe, listen. You've got a gun now. You're just gonna get yourself killed. Joe.
Some of the ways New Agers approach this issue of getting power.
También ocupado. Este mes me nombraron la mejor agente de bienes raíces. ¿No estás orgulloso de tu mujercita?
Sí, sí. Pero tú sabes que eso no es lo más importante para mí. Yo no me casé con una vendedora estrella, sino con una muchacha linda que iba a ser una ama de casa, que iba a cuidar de mí y de los niños que íbamos a tener enseguida.
Sí, mi amor, pero eso puede esperar.
5854. Now, this ring has a retail...
We had a discussion at a Greek coffee shop with a number of people, and I said that jobs was the #1 issue, and they corrected me. They said health care was the...
$120 retail value. The QVC price is $87. Again, F-3676, tubular aluminum covered with black leather to provide the best possible protection for any Q, but most especially for those exceptionally beautiful Harley 1992 specials.
How to deal with it, but we will. And if you really have...
Who's on the line here? Hi, you're on here with Mel and Mike. Who's this? Hello? Hello, hello? Oh, that was our $10,000 winner. Okay, well, there you go. Hi, you're on here with Mel and Mike. Who's this?
Hey, this is Dave Hall down in Daytona Beach.
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
All right. Listen, I tried to get in the other week when you had Mickey Mantle on. On the show.
Right.
And couldn't get in. I want to ask him if he had ever heard the name Chester Red Hoff. He's making baseball history every day.
Everyone knows. Still trapped within my youth.
No problem.
I'm wondering, are there certain foods or certain things that...
Good to be here. But you got about, what, 3 songs in the national charts right now?
I think something like that.
You got so many, I can't even keep count of them.
Well, I don't. That's fine.
You do know, don't you hand me that stuff? You know right where they are in the charts. You can tell us everything about it. Of course,
I probably can.
You're still acting humble, but it ain't coming across.
No, I'll tell you, good things have been happening, and got a brand new single.
Hey, just remember, comedy is not pretty.
Bills all over town. I was the first one to notice something was wrong. The sheriff nailed him right up there, right here.
Hey, can we have 3 whiskeys?
Yes, sir. He wasn't a bad guy, though. A little hard, but kind of interesting.
What was his name?
Fitch. Tom or Joe Fitch, something like that. I don't remember. There you are. 6 bits.
Hey, Fitch. Fitch. Hey, Fitch. It's Beckwith. Are you in there? Fitch. I'm here. Well, get ready. We're getting you out of there. Catch that, Fitch! Who the hell are you? Tom Fitch! Try again! Now who are you? Tom Fitch! Give him some more! What is going on here? Answer me, what's going on here? Are you trying to kill this man? Let go of that rope. Stop before I find out what this is all about.
That is a priest. Nobody pulls a gun on a priest.
Who says so?
Me, Cipriano says so. By the Blessed Virgin, I mean it.
I believe you. Let's get out of here.
How can anyone protest the return of the basketball mecca? Woo, see that? I'll tell you about it next. Brought to you by Coca-Cola Classic. Oh yeah, he's back. The hoop creator, Irvin Magic Johnson, back with the Lakers after retirement.
Everybody is supporting me. Everybody knows that that court is where I belong. No matter what happens, you know, that's where I belong.
He will be ready to play every night, and he'll not take advantage of it.
They zig, he zag.
Wendy's new spicy chicken filet sandwich is a whole breast that's specially seasoned with Dave's own blend of pepper and spices.
Dave, spicy? That's intriguing.
What can I say? When you're hot, you're hot.
Wendy's spicy chicken filet sandwich. It's caused quite a stir.
A man his age shouldn't be making spicy food. Amen.
I'm dreaming of a white
Christmas, my favorite time of the year.
Sonrisa, mamá. Yo jamás podré sonreír otra vez, hija.
Mexicanos que murieron sellando su amor a Cristo con el grito de ¡Viva Cristo Rey! Únete a los cardenales y obispos de México en esta ceremonia gloriosa. Además, tendremos viaje opcional a Tierra Santa, Egipto y Madrid. Conozca en Tierra Santa el Santo Sepulcro, el Mar de Galilea, el río Jordán, en donde tendremos una bonita ceremonia para recordar nuestro bautismo. Belén, el Monte de los Olivos, el Mar Muerto. En Egipto, las pirámides, el río Nilo, la ciudad antigua y la moderna, y el Sinaí, donde Moisés recibió las tablas de la ley. En España, Toledo, el Escorial y el Palacio Real de Madrid. Y en agradecimiento a su preferencia, el padre Álvarez sorteará 5 viajes entre las personas inscritas. La fecha de salida es el 19 de noviembre. Llame a los teléfonos en pantalla.
Section of the country, hot in the west and warm in the extreme southeast.
The end of September is definitely cool for many people. But what will the first days of October be like? Coming up, we'll have the answer.
This is CNN Headline News.
「 「
These long-distance prices are from a study of phone usage undertaken not by Humor.
Well, I thank the gentleman for yielding, and I want to thank you, Frank, for your leadership for this delegation for.
The choice ultimately may be to develop a unique form of propulsion. When that's done, the countdown to Mars will truly begin. A new century could herald long-term care for the elderly.
We wanted to do the right thing. We wanted them to be safe. We wanted them to be well. We wanted their lives to be perfect. Change the flow of air around the wing. This 1 by 5 foot flap did the trick. The Lightning was the first American fighter to enter the European theater. Her long range was ideal for convoy patrols in the North Atlantic. It was on such a mission that a P-38 shot down an FW-200 bomber, the first kill after the U.S. entry into the war. Other P-38s flew all the way to England for daylight bomber escort missions over Europe. Able to stay aloft for the long hours required on such missions, she was a welcome companion for the B-17. The P-38 was the first fighter escort on a bombing mission to Berlin. Sustained high-altitude flying introduced new problems for the P-38. Hastily designed in the comfortable dry climate of California, cockpit heaters and window defrosters had to be installed. Early oxygen systems left much to be desired. And turbochargers supplied by the Army were mismatched for the engines. This led to engine failures after only a few hours at high altitude. Still, the P-38 proved the value of long-range bomber escorts. But the same turbochargers which damaged engines at high altitudes performed well at sea level. The P-38 was an extraordinary ground attack fighter. It was in this use that the P-38 made her mark. Armed with both cannon and machine guns like the German 109, the P-38 was overwhelming. The Germans called her Der Gabelschwanz Teufel, or fork-tailed devil, and her long range let her bring the battle to the Germans. The P-38 enjoyed many firsts. She was a first fighter with twin engines, turbochargers, and tricycle landing gear. Her long-range ability made her the first fighter to fly the Atlantic for delivery to the European theater. She was the first fighter to exceed 400 miles per hour and to encounter and outwit compressibility. In fact, it was the P-38 that served Ace Major Richard Bong in the Pacific Theater. She was indeed a fork-tailed devil. The Planes of Fame Air Museum in Chino, California has a P-38 in its collection of fully restored warbirds. Of the nearly 10,000 that were built, this is one of the last existing in flying condition. It took 14 months to rebuild, and it's one of pilot Steve Hinton's favorite aircraft.
The airplane is on the leading edge of design. Everything from the engine designs, turbo supercharger systems, and structures of the airplane were way ahead of their time and not really contemporary with other airplanes of that era. You don't get the engine heat in the cockpit like you do in some of the other airplanes. And the controls are really balanced real well.
bum vacation. Trapped on a boat with that despicable mouth. I'll have to stay in my cabin if I want any peace and quiet. Oh boy, food. I think I have lunch now too. Looks a little rough out there. Too bad Senor Duffy had to leave so soon.
Somehow we sell ourselves on love. I just don't think I'll believe my heart this time. Thank you. Thanks, Aaron and Billy. It's been a great night. I'm glad I got to give you a little sneak preview of what we'll be bringing you out on the road. I want to thank my guests and
台北市的城中、大同跟士林3个区间凌晨发生了11起火警，警方怀疑是故意有人纵火，正在调查当中。我们看专题报道。
从凌晨1点半开始，消防大队勤务指挥中心连续接到火警的报案电话。发生火警的地点由城中区的中华路横跨大同区，一直到士林的福华路。半个小时之内，总共有11件的火警。这些连续纵火案总共造成了42辆机车、2辆脚踏车以及2辆汽车受损。由于起火时间相当密集，而且地点也靠得很近，警方认为有可能是同一个集团的3批人同时纵火。
下来之后，我们看后半小时的世界报道。
周显荣律师以多年执业医师的经验，深入了解受伤人的痛苦，站在医学与法律的立场，为您争取最高的权益。周显荣律师。
Toyota 关心你，服务你，陪伴你。
Welcome to Puente Hills Toyota. Your satisfaction is our #1 concern.
Puente Hills Toyota 是你买车最好的地方。
Puente Hills Toyota。
住友银行的累积定期账户500元便可开户，随时可增加存款，不必延长存款期，使您能随意的增加储蓄，更享有比国库债券更高的利息。 此外，附加的存款可在期满前提取。累计定期存款账户让您用最灵活的方法增加财富，只有加州住友银行做得到。
Quick and easy bedazzling. Go ahead, treat yourself to a little luxury and order the Bedazzler today. You get a $50 value for just $19.95. Sorry, no CODs. Credit card users call toll-free 1-800-257-1100. Call now. Our operators are giving away valuable gold gem studs at incredible...
Welcome back to China Beach on Lifetime.
I can't believe Notre Dame lost by 1 point.
You thought about what you're going to do when it is for real? Clamp that.
I try not to think about it.
I'll show up at the airport and there'll be this big red banner with something catchy on it, like, "Welcome home, Richard."
Who's going to be holding this banner?
I try not to think about it.
I don't have a clue about what I'm going to do next.
You could use another court.
This is summer camp. I know the rules. I know what's expected of me.
Don't you want to go home?
Nobody cares about what happened over here. The world's gone on without us.
It's a bit like surfing.
With the sticks, it was awful, you know? You're not free. And now I have no sticks anymore. I'm free with my body. And, well, my boyfriend is coming now.
It's just freedom is
Stuffing on
forecast, that's all right.
And later, Cantor Lori Lippitz and the Maxwell Street Klezmer Band. It is another of Chicago's very own.
For many veterans, the real battle begins after the war ends. Help them win the fight.
To pay for his increased spending in Arkansas, Bill Clinton raised state taxes.
Can't
terrible dream. I am parched. That's better. I could use another one of those. That's one heck of a nurse.
Won't you let me? Won't you help me?
My daughter, Sheila. And the gun went off.
Murillo got just 3 years probation for killing his first wife. The prosecutor recommended leniency, and Murillo threw himself on the mercy of the court, claiming it was a tragic accident, promising it would never happen again. Even though it has happened again, Murillo's daughter from his first marriage says her father wasn't guilty 21 years ago, and he is not guilty now.
It was just two unfortunate accidents.
Minds if I do some cool frames or something? This is not working.
For those who refuse to be seen in bifocals, we offer the perfect disguise. Verilux no-line bifocals. The vision you need, the look you want, none of the lines. Call for a Verilux professional near you.
Has the simple joy of driving become a casualty of the times? Introducing 200 turbocharged horses. Uncanny grace. And one of the safest cars Saab has ever built. The new 9000 CSE. A car you can drive hard with your conscience intact.
There's a feeling in this country among voters that the government doesn't work for them, doesn't get anything done, and a frustration that basic problems like healthcare can't be solved. Now, a Democracy in America special tackles the bureaucratic tangle in Washington. We'll show you why the government doesn't work, how self-interest can bring the process to a standstill, who's to blame, and what people are doing about it. A Government for the People, Sunday, 10 Eastern on CNN.
And she looked a lot better in person than she did on the tape.
This sometimes happens.
Yeah, I mean, not that she looked bad on the tape either. But, and
This, why don't I tell you a story?
Against Ventura. Ventura just leaned on it and chased it over the baggie. A solo shot, his 16th of the year, and the White Sox are up 4-3 now. Dunn is on in relief to try and hold on to this. Sachs is having the big game. He comes into the game hitting .235. He's already got 3 hits, as the Twins could fall to just a 1-game lead over the White Sox if they don't come from behind and win this game. At Tiger Stadium, the Orioles in town. John Doherty on the hill has struggled at times this season. First inning, Cal Ripken helps him out. Taylor made DP, started by Fryman, and he gets out of a jam. In the second, another man on against Doherty, this time Chito Martinez does the .463. The Tigers turned 3 double plays in the first 5 innings, had the 3-0 lead in the 6th when Glenn Davis yanked one out. His 12th of the year. It's a 1-run game at 3-2. Bottom of the 6th, Bob Malachy in his second go-round with the Orioles this year. Hangs the curve. Gladden gets it just inside the left field line. Livingstone comes home, and the Tigers make it 4-2 and make it stick. Despite 10 hits by the Orioles, Malachy falls to 6-8. Doherty picks up his 7th win with Teneman's 24th save. And the Orioles could have improved by 20 games over last year with a win, but they come up short. Along the shores of Lake Erie, the Yanks have pulled it out 4-2. Melito Perez winning his 13th. Farr with his 29th save. Danny Tartabull scored a couple of times and hit his 25th home run. Moving on next, the A's are in again. We'll look back on the secrets as to how Tony La Russa turned the green and gold into a champion again.
A Department of Energy study reveals that most American homes don't have enough insulation. And that means you. To find out what's right for your home, call Owens Corning at 1-800-GET-PINK.
Brown, the only color born in September. Warm,
Old Town Tavern.
I brought a little present to my friends at Cheers.
Oh, yeah? What's that, Gary?
Well, towels for you to cry into after I win the Bloody Mary contest.
You know what I like to do with that towel? I like to shove that up your nose, pull it out your mouth a couple times, and buff up your sinuses for you.
Oh, as if you could.
Oh, I could.
You could not.
Could too.
Could not.
Could too.
Could not.
Could too. See me slip that could too in there?
Well, you won that one, Malone. That's the last thing you're gonna win.
Hey, big shot. We won this contest the first 2 years they had it.
Well, since I opened, I've won the last 4.
All that proves you've won it twice as much as we have. How'd you like that, Sam?
Well, let me handle this, Woody. Just get going. Get out of here, would you?
Is this the thanks I get for my heartfelt gift?
No. This is.
Oh, that's nice. I see you're still hiring the cool Grace Kelly type for waitresses.
Choke on it.
Okay. I'm going back to the Old Town Tavern, where my exclusive satellite coverage of the World Welterweight title fight is about to get underway.
Hey, wait. Hey, whoa, come on.
Where the hell do you think you're going?
Just taking a little stroll. That was refreshing, wasn't it?
Hey, Doc. What's going on?
Well, for one thing, I find myself batching it again.
So let's finally blow our brains out?
No. But thank you for asking after her, Carla. I can't tell you how honored we are that you've chosen our bar as the site of the Bloody Mary contest.
Well, we were going to hold it at Gary's Old Town Tavern.
It may seem like a dream, but it's not. 2 of McDonald's delightful Egg McMuffin sandwiches really are $2. 2 for 2 during breakfast at McDonald's. Hurry in, and please obey all rules of the road. When it comes to value, we say the sky's the limit. 2 of McDonald's mouth-watering Big Mac sandwiches for $2. 2 for 2 during lunch and dinner.
Milton Berle.
I forgot his name.
Spock.
Give me an answer.
Dr. Hormel.
No. It's
And comfortable blue jeans. Wrangler. Where in the world can you find a castle, tigers, the black hole, glamour, romance, neon, a volcano, more neon, feathers, a cabaret, a tropical island, more romance, and superstar after superstar after superstar, only in Las Vegas.
Always on the money, Las Vegas.
So, higher education got you down? Well, snap into it. Snap into a Slim Jim. Turn to the spice, that beefy, juicy taste.
What is the meaning of this?
Need a little excitement? Snap it to a Slim Jim.
Bobby hits a drive into the gap in the left center field. There she is. For a double.
The 20th anniversary of Roberto Clemente's final hit, and on this night, George Brett is 4 hits shy of 3,000 himself. He has just batted for the first time in Anaheim for the first time in 3 days. Facing Julio Valera of the Angels, Brett goes opposite field. It's falling. Damian Easley, the experiment in left field, and he couldn't get there. It falls in. They give him a double. That's double number 632, making him number 8 all-time in that category, and now 3 hits shy of 3,000. And as you see, he came around to score. Kansas City's up 1-0. As he continues to bat, we'll continue to take you there to see how George Brett is doing. He needs just 3 more now for 3,000. On this anniversary of Clemente's 3,000th and final hit, Barry Bonds may be playing his final days in Pittsburgh. He is the Pirates' best all-around player since Clemente and could command the largest free agent contract in history this offseason. Peter Gammon sat down with Bonds last week to talk about these things and more with the man many consider the game's best player.
And you must hear several times a week, Barry Bonds is the best player in baseball. Do you feel that you have to have a great postseason to kind of go to that next echelon, like a Mays or a Clemente or a guy like that?
I don't know. I don't think it's fair for me to have to do that. I told my...
$600.
A K?
Yep, 1K. Now, you want to try to solve this thing?
Yes. Quick swim or guacamole?
Yeah, that's it. Kind of a goofy thing to have to say on television, isn't it? Yeah. But you want $1,400? That sound reminds us that that's a clue category, so that refers to something. Can you tell us what?
A dip?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, quick swim or guacamole. Are you trying to win everything here? $1,400 plus another $500 for solving that clue category. You've won it all so far, $6,050. Nice going, Angie. We'll try another round, okay? We'll be back. Stay with us.
Tonight. Here's the beautiful...
bonehead, so I kind of stay away from that, yeah.
A fire in California's El Dorado National Forest has now grown to more than 16,000 acres. The fire is northeast of Sacramento and has closed a long stretch of U.S. Highway 50 leading to Lake Tahoe. Hundreds of people are now evacuated, dozens of buildings are lost, and local officials declared a state of emergency. Dry weather and rugged country are making it hard to fight the fire, and no one is guessing when it might be out.
Exxon is paying the state of Alaska millions of dollars to make up for the Valdez oil spill 3 years ago. The money is supposed to buy land for conservation, but CNN's Sean Caleb's reports all it's bought so far is research.
Alaska's rugged beauty, unspoiled nature, at times delicate, at times dynamic. Ironically, the worst oil spill in United States history could save remote areas from profit-hungry developers. Spring 1989. 11 million gallons of oil from the Exxon Valdez devastates hundreds of miles of shoreline. As part of its punishment, Exxon is paying $900 million to help restore Alaska's beauty and wildlife. The money could preserve the very habitat the Valdez spill threatened. Just north of Kodiak lies the timber-rich island of Afognak.
There are very special spots. I mean, on the island, there are places where you go and the first thing you say is, what a marvelous spot.
Forester Peter Olson works for a native corporation, a group of native Alaskans that owns more than 125,000 acres of Afognak and makes money by logging. But they say clear-cutting could come to an end if a big chunk of Exxon settlement money was used to buy and preserve the timberland.
It's important to us as natives in the local area also to keep our country pristine as well as provide economic income for the shareholders.
Trees that took hundreds of years to grow can be leveled in a matter of minutes. Afognak Island's landscape is horribly scarred and remains riddled with rotting tree stumps. Native Alaskans say they'd like to preserve the pristine beauty of this area, but they say if it's a choice between logging or letting the woodlands sit idly by, the choice is clear.
The corporation says its land will cost about $110 million. Some critics accuse the group of a pay-up-or-else attitude.
I don't like to see it characterized as blackmail. It's more here's an opportunity, Alaska.
So far, Exxon has paid $90 million. $54 million of that has been used on studies.
We could just waste it away in studies for the next 10 years if we wanted.
Kodiak's Audubon Society supports the native efforts.
You have to look at it from their standpoint, too. They are land rich, they have all this land, and they have, they're like any other business, they need to make money.
It's been more than 3 years since the spill. Critics watching the ebb and flow of settlement purse strings fear the habitat will suffer, while money that was supposed to correct a tremendous wrong is washing away in a sea of research. Sean Caleb, CNN, Afognak Island, Alaska.
In the weather around this country, bit of contrast.
Contrasting colors, contrasting temperatures. How about some record highs, I guess, or nearly record highs? Here's Karen McGinnis with the latest. Karen?
Yeah, the fall colors are changing in the east.
Let us join together today in love, in unity, consciousness, and make a sacred pledge.
While you chew and say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer. Give your breath long-lasting freshness with Big Red.
Could not have acted alone.
Michael Jackson is rockin' Romania. Today, he was mobbed by orphans despite the best efforts of a 7-foot bodyguard. Jackson dedicated a new playground for the children at Romania's main orphanage, paid for by Jackson's Heal the World Foundation. All proceeds from his concert tomorrow night will benefit 100,000 orphans housed in squalid, state-run institutions. Wearing his trademark black felt hat and single glove, Jackson called on people to make a sacred pledge to, quote, heal each other.
Soviet Union. Agrees. But we shall return.
Oh, we shall, MacArthur. We shall.
Leave yet.
Why?
Because we need gas, and the pumps are locked, and the only one with the key is Sergeant Pepper, and he's...
That a homicide.
Oh, for Pete's sake, De Silva! Will you get out of this cop on the beat mentality? Your wife left you for it. Wasn't that enough? And how did I know that, De Silva? So I make it my business to know the backgrounds of all of you people. Because they're weapons against yourselves. Because I knew they would get through to you, De Silva. And if there's any way, Wolfgar will know it too. He will know the backgrounds of each of you people. What's valuable to you. Make you...
传奇。
鸿福证券5大安心。
That gives you less and.
That we left last time, you remember, with the Napoleonic rifles and the ancient...
By a new Los Angeles, big city LA, linchpin of the Pacific Rim, the Big Orange.
It's been estimated that about 200 world...
From the second...
Fabulous.
Rindamos un cálido y entusiasta homenaje a la cultura del taco.
Aunque se espera que el pleito legal deje a más agentes libres de renombre, mientras de una vez por todas se elimina el llamado monopolio de los dueños de equipos del fútbol americano profesional. Gracias, buenas noches.
Este breve deportivo fue presentado por Deportes Univision.
Crazy man, crazy.
Estoy tan cansada.
Yo también. Pero cuando estoy junto a ti, se me olvidas del cansancio.
Qué bueno que podamos descansar aunque sea un ratito, ¿no?
¿No quieres un refresco?
Sí, vamos. Conoce más la gente.
Espero que no te moleste.
Anytime, Carla.
Pasa esto, en GTE sí respondemos. Esto, no. Pero accidentes, sí. Por esto, no. Pero por esto, sí. No se arriesgue. Infórmese cómo rentar un teléfono GTE.
To let the Gestapo take charge of him. Gestapo? That's right, Sergeant. And we have a method of preventing escapes that's... well, I guess you'd call it a surefire guarantee.
No one knew where he came from, but they knew what he wanted. Introducing AM/PM's hearty new BBQ rib. Flame broiled, smothered in barbecue sauce. It's one mean sandwich. At only 99 cents each, you can pack up a herd of them. No one knew where he came from, but they knew he'd be back.
Think back. When was the last time you saw new trucks for $59.95? Now, come on. New trucks for $59.95? Okay, if...
La veía por ahí en la casa, de un lado para otro, pero no la conozco.
Cierto. Yo no puedo hacerle ni